Hi there, it's Michael Ackerman coming to you from Seattle, Washington, where I am a realtor with Coldwell Banker Bain. Today's video blog is for you sellers who are getting ready to put your homes on the market. I just did a podcast a couple days ago, was interviewed for a podcast, I should say, by a woman who prepares homes for market. And so this blog is about, if you're a home seller, preparing your home for market. There's only two things that you can control when you put your home on the market. That's preparation and price. Price is a whole nother blog, but preparing your home properly for market to get the highest and best emotional response from buyers can mean $10, $20, $30, $100,000. And I'll tell you a story at the end of this. The emotional appeal of a home when people first walk in is so important, because rather than the buyers walking through and saying, yeah, this floor plan works for us, but we've got to do this, we've got to do that, we've got to do this, we've got to do that, they start making a laundry list in their heads of the items they need to do instead of getting emotionally excited about the possibility of buying the home. So if your home is older and not newer, not every home that goes on the market has to be brand new, but every home should look fresh. Fresh is the word that I use with all of my clients. So whether your home was built in 1905 or 2015 and you're selling it, it should look fresh. What does that mean? So the easiest things to do to make your home look fresh are, number one, paint. If the paint is looking marked or chipped, especially the trim work tends to get kind of chipped, just repaint that. Painting is probably the best way that you can spend money and make the most money back. It's the best return on investment that you can probably spend. So fresh paint is great. Also edit or declutter. Get rid of a lot of the stuff that's blocking the energy from flowing through your home. If you've got 18 pictures of you and your family up, maybe edit that down to 2. You want them to know that a family, or you as a single person or a couple, lives in the home, but you want them looking at the home and not necessarily at pictures of you. Anything that you leave in your home should enhance the emotional response and the emotional attractiveness of the home. But again, you want people looking at your house and not your stuff. Your stuff should support the energy and the emotional appeal of the home. So edit a lot of things out. You're going to have to move anyway. So put stuff in boxes, put stuff in storage. The cleaner, the better is my rule of thumb. And that takes me to my next point. Thoroughly clean the home. The home should be really scrubbed down to the minutest detail. Clean inside the appliances, because everyone's going to look. Clean the windows. Have the windows cleaned right before you go on the market. Take the screens out of the windows instead of having the screens in, especially if you're in an environment where it's not terribly bright. It will let more light come in. You can keep the screens in a closet or in your garage or in your basement if you have one. That's a really good tip. Also, fix up the yard. Street appeal is the first impression that someone's going to have when they drive up to your home. Weed the yard, power wash the front walkway, repaint the front steps if it's needed. You don't have to do a ton of re-landscaping. You can just weed the yard. You can toss down fresh mulch, which is the dark mulch, over the top of your beds. Maybe plant a few clumps of flowers, or you can throw beauty bark down as well. The fresher it looks, the better. Staging is the last thing I want to talk about quickly. I did a blog on this last week, and staging is probably the best way for you to increase the emotional appeal of your home if you've moved out and your home is vacant. Have a company come in and professionally stage the home with furnishings. People will be enthralled with the thought that their life is going to feel and look like this when they move in. It probably won't, because they won't have all the same furnishings that the stager has, but it allows them to imagine that this is the way their home and their lives could look. And that is worth so much emotional appeal and so much money to you, the seller. I had a little home in a neighborhood called Ballard, and I brought it on 3 weeks ago, and the sellers needed to do some work on the home. They had actually moved their stuff out. We had the home professionally staged. They did a light sanding and refinishing of the hardwood floors. They repainted. They had to fix a sewer line issue. We painted the exterior foundation and put up a new mailbox and new numbers. We put the house on. They put about $20,000 into getting their home ready, and I know that's quite a bit of money. However, we put their home on for $545,000, and it ended up selling for $745,000. It ended up selling for $200,000 over. We had 24 offers on the property. Now, Seattle is a hot market, but not that hot. If they hadn't prepared their home properly, they wouldn't have gotten near that much money. So any amount of money that you are spending on your home, if you spend it in a smart manner, you will get it back 2, 3, 4, tenfold, which is a great thing to think about. Work with your broker or agent and do what they recommend. I only recommend things to my sellers that I know are going to make the money on the, at the end of the transaction. If it's not going to make the money, or it's going to be an even, you spend $10,000, you're going to make $10,000, like by remodeling a kitchen, maybe you don't want to do that. But listen to your agent or broker and work with them on that. So preparing your home for market is so important. Your home really, I don't think, should ever look better than when you're putting it on the market for the next potential buyer to come in and purchase it. Emotional appeal is the key, and make sure it's fresh. Thanks for watching this blog. I'll be back soon, and just remember, it's all about the connection.